Frill asks Ruby what a liar means to her, and before Ruby answered, honestly, I thought she was just going to keep going, keep performing, keep doing what Ruby has been doing across every season, lie and not think too much about it, because that's been her whole thing. The lying was just part of how she existed, but this was the breaking point. The fire that finally forced her to look inside and ask, who am I? Is this really who I am deep down? Is this really who I want to be? This question didn't just ask Ruby about lying. It asked her to go past Ruby entirely, back to Sarina, and really look at what any of it even means. And what she finds when she looks is not what you would expect. Ruby is one of those characters who is easy to misread as simple. She's loud where Aqua is quiet, she's expressive where he is controlled, she seems to move through the world on feeling and impulse, while he operates on calculation. And for a long time, the show uses that contrast to keep her in the background of her own story. Present, warm, occasionally pivotal, but rarely examined. Season 3 changes that, and it does it by putting her in a room with Frill and asking her to justify her existence in this industry. Not literally, but effectively. The audition isn't just about who gets the role, it's about which version of Ruby she's been performing and whether that version is real enough to carry the most important film anyone in her orbit has ever made. Playing Ai Hoshino in a movie about Ai Hoshino's murder, produced by Ai Hoshino's son. The weight of that is either going to destroy her or clarify something she's been circling since she was reborn. When Ruby actually answers, when she says that performing Ruby Hoshino was her way of being true to herself, it did its job. It was really nice to see her actually question herself that deeply. Like, I'm lying all the time, so who am I when I don't lie? How am I supposed to act as a liar if all I'm doing is telling lies? Does being honest now mean I tell the truth? Or does it mean I push the lies further? That spiral is the episode doing exactly what it should. It's not just a character answering a question, it's a character finding out they've been asking the wrong question the whole time. Because Ruby has been performing Ruby Hoshino, but she built that performance out of what she thought I would want her to be. And if I was also performing the carefree idol over something heavier underneath, then Ruby's lying and I's lying are the same thing. Not hiding from the truth, living through it in the only language available. That answer wins her the role, and it should. The former mother reappearing, living a new life with no apology. I wasn't sure if I wanted the confrontation when that happened. Like, it crossed my mind. Is this really what they're going to do? Will Ruby tell her who she is? Would she even believe her? But it didn't happen. And honestly, I would have been surprised if it did, given that season 4 is ahead of them. This felt more like planting a seed. Like, this is what's coming. Get ready for it. The birth of something rather than the thing itself. A setup of a threat that will grow rather than a resolution, which is probably the right call, because a confrontation there would have needed its own episode to land properly. This way it sits with you, unresolved, like something you know is waiting. It felt good to finally get it. Really good. It was one of those things I thought they might not actually do, that they would keep it just out of reach, season after season, milking the almost moment until the payoff deflated. So I was genuinely happy when this scene landed. And not just that they did it, but how they did it. The care they put into that scene. If you want to see that broken down fully, my previous video goes deep on just that scene because I loved it that much. I think it's the best scene Oshinoko has made so far. In this season, definitely. Could they have done the reveal earlier? Maybe, but I don't think it was overcooked. I think building it all the way from season 1 and landing it here, in that specific scene, with that specific setup, it made it land harder than it would have if it had come sooner. It earned the moment, and then made it even more. Here is the honest answer. I don't think Ruby is the most honest person in the production in some pure, clean way. She's been lying as much as anyone. I think the reason she becomes the most honest here is because she hit her limit. The mental breakdown forced her past the performance, and the past life coming back, the scars from that also left something that couldn't be hidden anymore. So it's not that Ruby chose honesty, it's that she ran out of room to avoid it. And that's actually more interesting than if she had just decided to be genuine. Because what comes out when the performance breaks is the real thing. And what comes out of Ruby is Sarina, the hopeful child, still there, still real, under everything. That's what the role needed, and that's why she was always going to get it. Ruby started this season as Aqua's counterpoint, louder, more emotional, less calculated. By episode 11, she's something more specific than that. She's the argument the show makes about what honest performance looks like, when the role and the person aren't separate anymore, when the acting isn't hiding anything, when the lie is actually the most direct path to truth. Frill asked her what a liar means to her, and Ruby gave her the only answer that was both true and correct. She was always acting. That was the honest part. Links to the rest of the series will be on screen. Tell me in the comments, did the Ruby arc this season give you what you wanted, or did you want the show to go further with her past life? Drop it below and see you in the next one.